Hello everyone, my name is Kunal, CTO of OpenWater. This is part 2 of our emergency guide on how to help move your meeting from a physical meeting into a virtual meeting. Just a little bit about this guide, something that we realized as we were building it. In my old life, back in 2008, I worked at NATO, and one of my assignments there was to build the first ever fully remote conference amongst major military figures across the NATO alliance. And this happened in 2008. This is around the time of the previous financial crisis, as travel budgets were being cut left and right. Meetings needed to go virtual. Turns out a lot of the items from that guide are still relevant today, and we have the benefit of nearly 12 years of improvements in technology that allow us to run something that used to be only affordable by governments and military for our organizations right now very, very quickly. So this guide can be adapted to any virtual meeting software. We're picking Zoom as the main one, and feel free to share it as well. So if you haven't already seen part 1 of the guide, please download part 1 of the guide. As a recap, part 1 of the guide is how to quickly convert a meeting that you're about to have into a virtual meeting and do your best to keep sponsors as happy as possible and attendees as happy as possible. So in addition to the guide, there's a video. You can get all of this without putting in your email. I mean, there's just a lot here that we put a lot of hard work into. So part 2 is what I'm covering here. In part 2, we're going to talk about how to take a virtual meeting software like Zoom and a software like OpenWater, which can provide a home to your virtual meeting. So Zoom is great to run the actual meeting, but when you have thousands of sessions going on all at the same time, you need one website to send your conference participants to, and it needs to be organized and it needs to be done quickly. So we're going to take a look at some real-world examples. Then we're going to cover what the steps are to prepare, the steps are during your day of the meeting, and then how you can either work directly with us, or you can have us work with your event planner, or you can take this guide and give it to whoever you're working with. Really, our goal is for you to keep your events running. So let's take a look at 2 real-world examples. The first one is an OpenWater customer, American Association of Geographers. They had their meeting planned, I believe it was April 6th or April 7th, and they've moved it to be 100% virtual with about 5 weeks notice, maybe 4 weeks notice. The other is IMIS Innovations. They were running a meeting, I believe it's next week, March 24th, and under 2 weeks notice, they were able to move it to virtual. I want to highlight that IMIS is not an OpenWater customer. However, they were able to use the same techniques on their own to run their meeting fully virtually. So let's take a quick look at what's going on here. So AAG has their meeting, and here we see a virtual session gallery, and we have hundreds of sessions, actually thousands of sessions that are able to run, and they're able to be searched on where we can see their date, start time, and we have a link to joining their virtual sessions. If we want to learn more about any particular session, we can click through and see that in action. The other is IMIS. If we go to IMIS's website, we see that they have a registration option and an agenda option, and as well, they plan to add a recorded library for items that are not happening in real time. They can happen on a delay. So here are 2 examples of customers that have moved their events to being 100% virtual while keeping the same original dates and times. Take a look at them further after this video. So what do you need to do to prepare for a virtual conference? A couple of things. One is you need to make it easy for presenters to submit slides in multiple formats and ideally a video of their presentation. Of what's been submitted, maybe some of the sessions you would like to happen live in real time, and you want to make it easy for people to download handouts and materials. Other sessions can happen in a recorded manner and be available on demand in a searchable guide, as we showed for the examples and as we'll show subsequently. So what I'm going to present now is an OpenWater demo of materials collection. We're going to see how you can use OpenWater to collect conference materials, communicate with speakers, and then publish information into the automated gallery. So here is an OpenWater demo system. With OpenWater, you have the ability to set a banner, create a menu, and build a mini website with links. So here we have a couple of popular links, similar to what you saw with AAG and with IMIS, like click here to see our live sessions, click here to see our on-demand sessions, Click here to register. What we're going to look at next is clicking to submit slides and presentation materials. So here is the OpenWater Forms collection tool. So let me go ahead and just copy and paste some things here. So here I can upload and type in information about my presentation. Maybe I would like to collect a PowerPoint or a PDF. So I can quickly upload that into the system. Maybe I want to allow the person to upload a recorded session. And if it's a Vimeo link or a YouTube link, we can display that as they input it so they can see their submission as it comes through. So the power with something like OpenWater, as you can see, besides easily collecting the materials from your speakers, we can ask as many questions as we want. And here is an example of the OpenWater form builder. So if I just go side by side, you see that I've asked some questions like presentation title, details, upload. Right here, I've asked them in the same order. I can quickly add additional fields into the form and quickly manipulate the form to ask as many questions as I want, in addition to sending things like confirmation emails. Now, the goal here is not to fully demo the capabilities of OpenWater, just to give you a quick flavor that we can quickly and easily accept submissions. You can also communicate with speakers. So as the submissions come in, here is the back end of the tool. We see all the information available. We can also email the speaker right through the platform, and we can ask them to input more information, or we can update it on their behalf. So through one central tool, we're able to control the collection of materials, we're able to communicate with the speakers, and also we're able to publish materials into an automated gallery. So let's take a look at that gallery as well. So here we can click on our live sessions or our on-demand sessions. Here are on-demand sessions. We uploaded a couple of test ones. Here's one I have preloaded. The gallery can be fully configured. For now, we're showing if it's a Vimeo links, we'll show the video to play right here. We're allowing all the uploaded materials to be downloaded. We can download the video as well. In this case, we can download handouts. And if your conference requires, you can also have people fill out a post-conference survey. So that is here. Here is our post-conference survey. And using the same form builder tool, we put together a couple of quick survey questions so that we can at least get the material for that session quickly. Once again, if you are a conference attendee, all you're worried about now is going into the gallery, searching the gallery for the sessions you want to watch, watching the recorded sessions, viewing the live sessions in real time, downloading the materials you want, and then clicking to fill out the survey as you're ready to. So a couple of other things that you want to note. So besides collecting the information, whether you're using OpenWater or any other tool, you want to think about how you can restrict access to the people collecting the materials. So if you're a trade association like most of our customers are, you probably already have your AMS or database that you're using for member control. Maybe you've sold through your AMS the event registration. You should be able to restrict your gallery through single sign-on. In OpenWater, it's pretty straightforward. In our gallery configuration, we have the option of allowing anonymous access or allowing login for the gallery. If you do not have an AMS or have not collected registration, we do let you use our platform to build a very quick registration form where you can also collect fees using your own payment gateway. So we don't take a cut out of your registration fees. You can use any gateway that you already have, quickly get a registration, quickly collect fees, and allow them into the system. The final option is using an affordable tool like Eventbrite. Eventbrite will allow people to register via a simple link, and then you can export that list to Excel and provide it to your gallery provider, whether it's OpenWater or anyone else. So I quickly showed you the three options within OpenWater. We can configure our gallery to use single sign-on. We can also use OpenWater for registration. I can't really demo using the Excel sheet, but understand that we will also accept an Excel sheet of allowed people into the system. Of course, you can also just do the honor system and let people know that this is a tough time, so please pay, but the materials are there as well. Finally, as mentioned, using OpenWater in the gallery, you can have a link to submitting a session survey for the particular session that the user just watched. So just an idea we have, once again, whether you use our gallery or not, making it really easy for people to submit feedback right where they're watching the sessions. So if you take away nothing else from this video, it's to have a gallery that allows you to display everything in one place on how to watch the session, on how to join a presentation if it's a webinar, how to download materials, and how to complete a survey. Of course, OpenWater helps with that, but there's many other tools as well that you can use right away that you might already be using. Finally, this is all good preparation work for your meeting. If you, like IMIS and like AAG, want everyone to be on your website on the same day, it would be a good idea to have a couple of guides prepared. We think that the three main stakeholders of guides are the volunteers who help manage the meetings, such as the people that use part one of the guide and understand how Zoom works. Maybe you want guides to help them do a sound check and help them pass screen and presenter role. In addition to those volunteers, you want a quick guide for your speakers and presenters, and maybe an easier guide, but still a guide for attendees on how to do a sound check and on how to access a session virtually or in a recorded manner. Finally, how can you work with us if you wanted to? Contact us after you watch this video, but we have added a couple of pricing options to make it affordable all the way down to smaller meetings that have just 100 or so sessions. And we've always managed meetings in the 6,000 to 10,000 session size, and we've always served those, so we'll be able to continue those. In addition, you'll need a tool like Zoom. Zoom costs on average $50 per concurrent meeting. So if you have 20 meetings going on all at the same time and same time slot, but you have 1,000 total meetings, you just need to worry about buying 20 Zoom licenses. Zoom can be used with part one of the guide, and you will go to Zoom separately for a license. Finally, given the urgency of getting all of this set up, typically we work with event planners, but we are willing to also work with you directly using our in-house consultants. So we're flexible. I think that's the bottom line. If our tool can be used to help you, please use our tool with your event planner. If your event planner is swamped and you need our team's help, we're happy to help as well. And finally, besides our tool, whether or not you use our tool, we recommend Zoom for your real-time meetings that are happening concurrently. Other tools you can use are GoToMeeting and Google Hangouts. We believe that Zoom has been built best for muting everyone and recording sessions and recording to the cloud, all automatically in a tracked fashion. So that's why we recommend Zoom. We are not affiliated with Zoom. We don't make money from Zoom. So just take all these recommendations as what our suggestions are for best practices. All right, everyone, I know I've talked quickly, and I know the production quality of this was not as good as it could have been, but I wanted to make sure we got this guide out to you as soon as possible. As in the last 6 days, 2,600 people have downloaded part one of the guide, and a lot of them have been asking us for help for part two. We want to help you if we can. And even if you can provide this guide to your existing resources, we think it'll get you into the right direction to make a difference and to move your meeting from physical to virtual on almost no notice. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.